Hello, I'm Corelli. This is my YouTube channel. Welcome. And this is episode 376 from my Cat Vibes series. The title of this painting is Stepping Softly, and this time I'm continuing my little caracal series, and this time I think I'm painting a young female caracal. I think it's a young female, most likely. I think she's young because the proportions of her body kind of give that away. It seems that her paws are thicker, but she has very kind of gentle facial features. I think that gives her away as a female. And also her tail is rather fluffy. And it looks relatively short to her body. An adult caracal would have different proportions, to my understanding. So I think it's a young female, really. And she's stepping softly, and she's all very cutesy, and she's picking up noises coming from the grass, and there's a blast of wind. So her ears are a little tilted. She's kind of hearing something coming from her left side, from behind. And at the same time keeping an ear outward, her right ear. I gotta say, it's such a pleasure to paint animals. Sometimes I think that I got kind of exhausted painting that October series of panels. I kind of got really tired of that because I was going and going and going and going and going. And while I was in the process, it felt exciting. But then the added factor, if you remember, back then I had that experimental canvas that I've glued onto the panels, and it was really experimental. And the behavior of the oil paint was unpredictable. And that added a lot of strain. So I think part of the enjoyment here painting this little caracal series, and each one of these cute little caracals, is that this is not an experimental canvas, it's actual cotton canvas. It's properly gessoed. The canvases are well dried because they've been there waiting for the paintings since last fall. There are her eyes. It's a girl. It's a girl. You can tell it's a girl. It's not a boy. It's a girl. It's right on her face. And so after those experimental canvas panels, this feels so satisfying. So relaxing. I only wish it would get warmer soon, because I spent this whole winter in the dark at night, painting a lot at night. And there's a cold draft in the garage, and it's kind of uncomfortable, and it kind of keeps me on my toes throughout the process. And I have to come in with a lot of energy, and sometimes I just don't feel like I have that much energy left, because it's in the middle of the night. It's the last thing that I would be doing. Well, not exactly the last one, but still. And that's one thing that I'm incorporating into my approach nowadays, is I'm deliberately coming in and painting very energetically. I'm not sitting around, I'm not sitting there, responding to messages on Instagram. I don't do that. I'm deliberately focusing on a very energetic session. That lasts somewhere between 30 to 50 minutes. And I'm trying to blast through as much as I possibly can. And blasting through means actually energetically going in, switching brushes, moving back and forth, trying to, go after all the difficult aspects of the painting. The more exciting, the less exciting aspects, all of it. High energy. Because also what I noticed is that if I start to get stuck or I start to overwork certain areas, it gets worse from there. It's probably not meant to be this way. And that's something I'm leaning more into nowadays, is I'm trying to be more energetic and more to the point. More about the essence of what I'm painting and less about the nitty-gritty of everything else. On the previous painting and on this painting too, you can see how the background is extremely abstract. It's just some blur of something. Yeah, there are some sky tones. Yeah, there's probably some greenery, some vegetation growing in the back. Where is that? How far away that is? I don't care. That's not the point. My subject matter is a beautiful young caracal. And she's gazing at the viewer. And that's kind of the whole thing. And she's listening to everything around her. And I'm trying to capture, there she is. I'm trying to capture exactly that sort of thing. No, she's not even looking directly at you. She's kind of looking past you to the right. Because she sees something behind your back, and you don't even hear it, but the caracal sees it. So here's the finished painting. Thank you very much for being with me, and you'll see me, you'll hear me next time. Ciao.